Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks for Goodnotes 6. Since the official launch of Goodnotes 6, there has been so many new updates with new features that came to Goodnotes 6. So I'm going to be covering a lot of those in this video, as well as just some hidden features that maybe you didn't know about that can really help enhance your workflow and use of Goodnotes. Now, before we get into all the tips and tricks, I do want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I've recently been learning a lot more about creating digital stickers and digital planners using Skillshare. And if you don't know what Skillshare is one of the largest online learning communities for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts. There are so many different classes, like classes on video editing, design, illustrations, even productivity. There's definitely something for everyone on Skillshare. Now, I've personally been a Skillshare user for many years. I learned how to use Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator just through Skillshare classes, and it's really just helped me overall in developing skills that I use every single day in my job. Now, since we're nearing the end of the year, I've really been reflecting on this past year and thinking about what goals I want to take with me into the next year. And one thing I really want to work on in 2025 is just overall better productivity, organization, and just getting better systems in place for my business. So I've been taking this class by Ali Abdaal called Productivity for Creators, Systems, Organizations, and Workflow. So this is going to be really helpful to learn some new skills for organization and just overall productivity to take into 2025. Another useful class that I took was this one here called YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. So these are all just useful classes that I can practically apply in my day-to-day life. So if you're looking to develop some new skills in this next year, I highly recommend Skillshare. And thanks to Skillshare, the first 500 people to use the link in my description will get 1 month free of Skillshare. So thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So now let's get into the tips and tricks for Goodnotes. So going into Goodnotes, you will see I've created this document here, which you can download in the link in my description. It's completely free. It's just basically this that I'm using right now. You can have access to, so you can work with me through these tips and tricks to see how you can also apply them. So if you're interested, I will have it linked in the description. But okay, let's go to our first tip. So that is locking documents. This is a relatively new feature to Goodnotes. So all you need to do is go to the document of your choice. So I'm gonna go to my planner, click on the name, and then choose add lock. Then you're gonna have to enter your password to lock this document. So usually when setting up the password feature, you will have to create a set password. I will show you how you can set that. But then you just enter in the password that you've set before. I'm gonna click on confirm, and now my document is locked. So in order to set that password, if you haven't yet, you can go to settings, again to settings, and then to document privacy, and then you will see change password. So here you can go ahead and set your password, and also you can turn on unlock with Face ID if you want faster access to your documents. So this is just really helpful. So now the document's locked, and I can tap on it and it will either ask for Face ID or the password. Next, you can also customize folders. I just think this is a really nice feature because it really helps you distinguish between different folders and what it's used for. So when creating a new folder, you can choose from these different colors and also these different icons, which I just think is really cute, and I love any type of customization within apps, so this is just a really nice touch. The next tip is for using hyperlinks. Now, I use hyperlinks a lot when it comes to digital planners. They usually consist of a lot of hyperlinks. So how you can access them is either when you're in editing mode, which means you'll have this blue bar at the top with your toolbar. So that's editing mode basically. So when you want to access hyperlinks in this mode, you just hold down on that place that has the link and click on open link, and it will take you to that link. But a faster way is when you go into reading mode, which is when you click on this pen icon here, the blue bar goes up, and then you will freely be able to use and click on hyperlinks. You don't need to hold down for a period of time and then click open link, so it's just way faster. So that is how you can use hyperlinks. Then you can also create custom hyperlinks, which is also a really helpful feature. So this works with text. You can create hyperlinks for two different things. So you can either create hyperlinks for pages. I'm going to click on this text, and then I'm going to go to add link, and then you'll see it as what you want to link to. So you can either choose a document or a website. I'm going to choose document. Then you can choose which document you want to link to. So it can either be the document that you're currently working in or any other document in Goodnotes. So if I want to link to my planner, I can do that. And you can also choose which page in that document you want to link to. So now when I tap on the hyperlink, it will take me to this document, to this page that I linked it to. So this is really helpful. I have a whole video going into depth about hyperlinks if you want to check it out. And in that video, I show a bit more about how this can be a useful feature in different scenarios. But you can also link to websites as well. So obviously you just do the same thing. You click on the text, you select add link, and instead of link to document, you just choose website. And here it automatically links to Goodnotes, but you can just select link settings and change it to whatever link you want it to be. My next tip is to use the eyedropper tool. This is a really helpful feature, especially if you're looking for a specific color. So to use the eyedropper tool, you just go to the color palette, whether you're in the pen, pencil, highlighter, doesn't matter. Then you'll see this little icon here in the custom section. So tap on that and then you can pick up any color. So I'm just gonna pick up this one here, and then you can just click on add to preset and add that as a preset to your color palette here. These are images that I created of different hex codes of colors that I really like to use in Goodnotes. So this is just a helpful tool. So you can either get these by using the eyedropper tool that I just showed you, or you can use the hex code, which is this little code here. You'll see hashtag and then whatever code it is. So to use the hex codes, you can just go again to any color, to custom, and then you type in that hex code right here in this hex section, and then you can get that exact color and save it as a preset as well. So if there's a specific color off of this image that I want, again, I can just go and get the eyedropper tool and pick up any color from this image and use that in my document. Next is stroke settings. So if you didn't know, you have the option for different types of strokes in Goodnotes. So when you're on your pen tool, you can click here on the stroke where you adjust the stroke width, but here you will see stroke settings and you can choose between solid, dashed, or dotted. My favorite is the dotted lines. So then you can draw a dotted line or dashed line, whichever one you've selected. And I just think this is a really nice feature. You can use this to add like decorative pieces to your pages or whatever. I just think it's a cool feature. Next, if you didn't know, with the Apple Pencil Pro comes the ability to use palette. That's when you use the squeeze feature in Apple Pencil Pro, and this palette will pop up where you can quickly access different tools. So this is just to quickly switch between like pencil, quickly switch to the highlighter or whatever tool you want. You'll also see here in the pen settings at the bottom, you'll see palette shortcuts, which is still experimental. So here you can save different settings. So for instance, you can save a certain size for the fountain pen or a certain size for the brush pen. You can save all those to the shortcuts section. So then when you access palette and you hover over your pen, you will see those presets that you've set. So you can easily switch to like the fountain pen or the brush pen directly from the palette. So this is also a really helpful feature. I hope they bring more to this later. When you click on the pen tool and go to writing aids, you will see the option for check spelling. So here you will see once it detects a spelling error, it will underline it with red dots. So then you can just click on that and then choose the correct option, and it will try to match your handwriting as best it can and fix that mistake. Next up, the lasso tool is one of my favorite tools. So a few things that I think are helpful to know about the lasso tool. One is you get two different types. So you'll see here, this one is a freehand lasso tool. So you can drag around and select exactly what you want using this. Or you have the rectangular lasso tool, which is kind of a newer feature where you can just drag and select everything using a rectangular lasso. You can also edit what you toggle with the lasso tool. So you'll see here, you have all these toggles for handwriting, images, text boxes, all that. So for instance, here I have an image with some handwriting and also some text, which is this emoji. So say I only want to select the handwriting and I don't want the image to come with that. I can turn off images and then drag over that, and only the handwriting will be moving around. The rest will stay in place because I've turned that off in the lasso settings. You can also circle to lasso, so this is really helpful for handwriting. So you'll see again when you go to pen and you go to pen settings, you will see pen gestures, and here you will see the option for circle to lasso. So this is really helpful because you don't need to switch to the lasso tool. You can just use the pen tool, then draw a circle around what you want to lasso, hold down on that, and then you can easily move that around. You can also screenshot with the lasso tool. So I use this a lot when I want to hide certain sections of my planner. So for instance, I would like to cover up this December title and create my own. So I can use the lasso tool, tap on that, and you'll see this little camera icon. I'm just going to tap on that, so then it takes a screenshot, click on share and copy. and then I'm gonna paste that back into my document, and I'm just gonna cover that up. So this way it is an exact match to the background that the creator has set. So that's how I personally use the screenshot with lasso tool, but you can take a screenshot with the lasso. Next, I wanna cover eraser. So you have 3 different types. First one is the precision eraser. So my example of how this is useful is when you want to be really precise with maybe like, you can see I colored in here over the lines. So now I can be exactly precise with where I want to color in to make sure that it's the perfect shape. Same with this section, I can be precise with where I'm erasing. So that's the precision eraser. This is my least used one. Then the standard eraser, it's just a bit less accurate than the precision eraser. It's really hard to explain, but how I like to use this is when I'm especially using like the highlighter. If I went farther than I wanted to, the standard eraser is great because it erases a section, but it still keeps the rounded shape of the highlighter. Whereas if I was to use the precision eraser to do this, as you can see, it will just erase it straight. It won't keep the nice shape of the highlighter. Then lastly, we have the stroke eraser, which just erases the entire stroke. So for instance, the T here consists of 2 strokes, the horizontal and then the vertical stroke. So I can just erase the one stroke, then the other. Same with the E. There you can see, you only erase the certain stroke. This is just way faster, and this is the one that I use the most. Now, similarly to the circle to lasso, scribble to erase is also here in the pen gesture section. So this is really helpful again to not have to switch between different tools. You can just use the pen tool and scribble over what you've written, and then it will erase it. You can also double tap to undo. I use this all of the time. So with 2 fingers, double tap, and then you will undo whatever it is you did. So 2 fingers, double tap. In Goodnotes, you do get a dedicated shape tool, but I just use the pen tool. You'll see here in pen settings, you want to make sure draw and hold is turned on, so that transforms your drawings into perfect shapes. And usually I keep full color turned on as well. So what this will look like is I'm just going to draw a shape real quick. I'm going to draw and then hold, and then it will snap into a perfect version of that shape. Same with like a circle. And since I turned on fill color, you will see it has a slight lower opacity filling of that same color. It's really hard to see, but also a tip that I have for you, if you don't want the outline and you just want the full color, just undo once, and then you'll see you will only have the full color left, and it will take away the stroke. So this is how you can see the full color, and also just how you can use the full color. And vice versa, if you've drawn the shape and you only want the shape and not the full color, you can just use the eraser with the stroke eraser setting, and then just tap in the middle of the shape, and then the fill will be gone. You can also adjust shapes after you've created them. So here you'll see some shapes that I drew. So to edit them, you just tap with your finger, and then you'll see those little toggles pop up. So now I can easily resize my shape however I want. Same with like a circle, can easily resize it. And also a weird shape like this, which has a lot of little toggles, you can also edit the way that you would like it to be, just like this. So that is how you can adjust shapes. Another newer feature to Goodnotes is tape. So you'll see here at the top we have the tape section. I think this can be especially helpful for students. So you can see here at the top you can adjust the thickness of your tape as well as just the color. So I can just draw my tape, and there it is. But this is really helpful because what makes tape unique is the fact that when you tap on it, it will take it away. You'll still see like a faint outline of where the tape is, but then it will take it all away. And then you can click on it again to bring it back again. So this is really nice for diagrams like this if you want to test yourself to take away the tape and put it back. But if you're not a student, this can also just be like a really cute addition again to like your planner or something, just to make it look like maybe like washi tape or something that's on your planner. You can also use that. My next tip is to use split view and slide over. So split view is when you drag an app to the side, and then it will split your screen between the one app and the other. You can also drag this to adjust how big or small you want the sections to be. So this is a really helpful feature. You can either use it by doing the drag option, or you'll see at the top of your iPad you have these 3 dots, and then you can also choose split view. And from here you can choose what app you want to open in split view. So I'm just going to choose like reminders, and then it will open up that app in split view. You can also use this with Goodnotes. So obviously Goodnotes is open now, but I'm just gonna drag Goodnotes open again to the side, and then I can open up another document that I've saved in Goodnotes, maybe like a sticker pack if I wanna drag and drop. So now I can easily have access to the one document here and the other one here. Slide overview is similar, but it's just a smaller version. So I'm gonna bring my Photos app open and I'm gonna drag it all the way to the side. I'm just gonna open it up here. So this is kind of like a mini iPhone screen here at the side. And what's really nice is you can even add more apps. So I can have that, and I can also maybe add like the Reminders app. You can even add like maybe your music app. So then you can quickly switch between apps in the slide overview, and you can also move slide over away. So you will see it has this little arrow now here at the side. So whenever you need to use slide over, you can tap on that and we'll bring it back up again. And then you can just move it to the side again when you don't need it. So this is also a really helpful little multitasking tool. Now, what I specifically use split view and slide over for a lot is when it comes to dragging and dropping things. So I'm just gonna open up the Photos app here to the side. And now I can from here easily just drag and drop an image just like that. And now it's in Goodnotes. It's just a really easy way to add in images. Now, while we're on the topic of images, you can also crop images. So there are a few ways you can go about this. One is stretching your image. So you'll see these toggles here at the top and at the right. So this will stretch your image. It's basically resizing it, but it's also stretching out everything in the image. So that's one option. Or you can just, with the image tool selected, tap on your image, click on crop, and then you'll see two options. So one is rectangle. So just keeping that rectangle, you can crop your image however you want. Click on done, and it's cropped in a rectangle. Or you can choose freehand crop. So again, crop, freehand, and using my Apple Pencil, I can now line out exactly what I want to be cropped out. This can be very messy, but also just gives a nice like scrapbooky feel to it. And then you've cropped out exactly what you wanted from that image. Another method for cropping images is using the image cutout feature, which is actually the subject selection feature. So I'm going to open up Photos again. This is a feature that was released, I think, with iOS 17 or 16. I'm not quite sure. But when you have an image open, you can hold down on the subject of that image in Photos, and then you can drag that over into Goodnotes, and then only the subject of that image will now be in your document. This is really cool. You can use this in multiple apps, but I really love to use this for Goodnotes just to get the subject of images, especially images like this, which is really cute. So this could work with images like this as well. So this is just a woman holding a camera. Hold down on the subject, drag that over, and then that is imported into my document just like that. You can also do this with website images using Safari. So in Safari, say I want to select this subject of an image. I'm going to hold down on the image, and then you'll see the option for copy subject. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go back to Goodnotes and paste. And then you can see only the subject of that image was copied, and now you have that in your document. So this is nice if you don't want to save the image to your camera roll, you just want to get it directly from the web. Now with this feature, you can also create custom stickers. So I'm going to create a sticker with this little dude here. So all you need to do is hold down on the subject of your image. Then you're going to click on add sticker. So then you'll see this section pop up. As you can see, I've created a few of these little stickers with different things. You can also edit these by holding down on your sticker, clicking add effect. And my favorite effect for this is outline. It just makes it look more like a sticker in my opinion, but you can use comic, puffy, so that makes it like a puffy sticker, shiny. Again, my favorite is outline. I'm going to click on done, and now you have that saved as a sticker. So in order to use those stickers is either when you have it open from a photo that you just added, you can just from here drag and drop it. Previously, it was available in the text tool, which was really convenient. So when you went to your emoji keyboard, you would have access to your stickers from here as well, and then you can drag and drop it. But sadly, that isn't an option anymore. So if you're not in Photos and you want to access your stickers, what you can do is you can just open up the Notes app or the iMessages app. So now in Notes, I can access my emoji keyboard, and I will have also access to all my stickers. As you can see here, all my custom stickers are also here. So now from here, I can also drag and drop those stickers into Goodnotes to be able to use it in here as well. So that is how you can access your iMessage or whatever stickers in Goodnotes, because yeah, they did change that recently. Now to quickly duplicate an image, I'm just gonna select the image tool, tap on that image, and then hold down and drag, and you'll see that plus button pop up, and then you quickly duplicated that image. That's just a quick way to do that. Now, elements are a really fun feature because you can easily store stickers and access them in the elements section. So if you didn't know, you can create elements out of whatever you've created in your document. So for instance, this is an image that I added in of a sticker that I created in my December sticker pack. Then I have here a rectangle that I drew using the pen tool, and also some text that I added in using the text tool. So now I can select all of this, click on it, click on the three dots and select add element. Now it's going to ask me what collection I want to save it to. So I can either create a new one or just add it to an existing collection. So now I can easily reuse that by going here to my elements section and choosing the one that we just saved. And what's really nice about elements is the fact that you can reuse them and also customize them in a way. So for instance, obviously, like I said, these are all things that I made myself using images, text, and handwriting. So now with the lasso tool, I can also select like the box, and I can quickly just change the color to match what I'm currently working on. I can also use the text tool to change the text that I want to something that's more fitting to what I'm using it for now. And I can also use the image tool to resize or do whatever I want with this image that I also added to the element. So now once I'm done with that, I can switch back to the elements tool, and now they're all one unit again. But if I switch again to the image tool or the text tool, I can also edit the individual pieces of that element. Now for creating a new elements collection, you go all the way to the right to this plus button here, and here you can import elements. But the problem with that is you can only import like one image at a time. You can't select multiple images from like files or something. You can just click on one and it will import it. So that could take a really long time, especially if you have a lot that you want to import. So the fastest way to do this, that's really helpful, just go into split screen view and go to your stickers wherever it's saved. Then you can click on select and select a bunch of images, basically bulk importing all the elements, and you can just hold down and then you can drag all of those over into your collection. You can also arrange layers in Goodnotes. So I want to move this image to the back so that the text that's behind this can move to the front. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select this. You can either use the lasso tool or the image tool depending on what you're moving. So whatever you've selected, click on the three dots and select either bring to front or send to back. I'm gonna go to send to back, and then the text moved forward. If I used the image tool, this would look a bit different, but again, you will just go to arrange and then either select bring to front or send to back. Another newer feature to Goodnotes is the fact that you now have sticky notes. What's also really helpful is you can collapse your sticky notes. So I'm going to click on it and select collapse. And then you'll just see this little icon that's on your document. You can just click on it and then it will open up your sticky note, and then you can either edit it or whatever, or you can just hide it again. Now, a feature that I often use in Goodnotes is Scribble. Now this converts your handwriting into text. So with my text tool selected, I just clicked on it and then it's gonna create a text box. So then I can just write with my handwriting and it will convert to text. Make sure in settings, when you go to Apple Pencil, that Scribble is turned on. But there are a few things that are really helpful to know when using Scribble. So first off, you can erase easily with Scribble by just scribbling over the word and then it will erase it. To select the word in your text, you can either circle that word or you can just draw a line through it and then it will select that word. And lastly, you can also add a space between your words by just drawing a line, or you can remove a space by drawing a straight line between those letters. You can also set default fonts and text styles in Goodnotes. So for instance, my default text style is this one here. So I'm just gonna write default. And as you can see, that is my default text. So how you can do that is you just edit your text the way you want. So set the font that you want and set the size that you want and color. And once you're happy with how you've set it, you can then select it, click on this T with a heart icon and select save as default. And now you will see every time you create a new text box, you will have that as your default text. Now, if you're curious how you can install fonts like this into Goodnotes, you will just need the iFont app. It's completely free. I will have a video linked where I go into depth about how you can use it. But in short and sweet, you're going to go into the iFont app. You're going to add in the font that you want, whether it's saved to files. You can select one and click on open, or you can get access to Google Fonts or thefont.com directly from the iFont app. But either way, to install your font, you're going to click on install. and click on allow. Go into settings and you'll see here at the top it will say profile downloaded, and then you just follow the steps to install the font onto your device. And now that font is installed, and now when I go back into Goodnotes, I can find that font installed on my device. It's this one here. You can also bookmark pages by clicking on this bookmark icon in the top right, and you can access that by going to this section to bookmarks, so you can quickly get access to your favorite pages. The same goes for documents. You can also favorite or star a document by clicking on the little star icon, and then that will be saved in the favorite section in Goodnotes. A newer feature to Goodnotes is live transcription. So you could always record audio in Goodnotes, but now when you go to record audio, you will see a live transcription of your audio in this little section here. So this is really helpful when you go back to this audio recording to be able to see when what was said if you're looking for something specific. And it's just really nice that you can now have transcriptions of audios just to find what you're looking for easily. To create a quick note in Goodnotes, all you need to do is when you're in your homepage, double tap on the new icon, and then it will just create a quick note just like that. You can also set what is default for quick notes by going here to settings to manage notebook templates, and whatever you set here will be the default for a quick note. If you want quick access to a document that you have in Goodnotes, you can add a shortcut to your home screen. So how you do this is you just go into the Shortcuts app on your iPad, which is this one here. Then go to the plus button here at the top. Then you can just search for Goodnotes. I'm just going to click on Goodnotes here, and then you'll see all the different things that are available. And here you can see all my documents. So if the one that you're looking for isn't here, then I recommend opening up that document in Goodnotes. So for instance, if I want my reading journal to be a shortcut, I just open it up real quick. I'm going to go back into shortcuts and go back to Goodnotes. Now you will see my reading journal is an option, so I can choose that. And once you've set whatever document you want to open, then you can just click on the share option, choose add to home screen, and then you can customize this however you want. You can either use Apple's colors and different icons that they have available for you. And also, of course, you can title it whatever you want. So I'm just going to title this reading journal, or you can use an image from your image library, which I usually use. So I'm just going to go here to choose photo. Now I do have an app icon pack that I created myself, which I will have linked in the description. But I will just choose this one here, click on use and add. So now that's added to my home screen. So when I tap on it, it will open up the reading journal in Goodnotes. Now my last step is really simple. To add a page, you just pull, and then you'll see that little icon appear. Just pull all the way, and then it will add a page in the same template as the one that you previously had. So just pull to add, and then it will add that page. So those were all of my tips and tricks for Goodnotes 6. I know this video was very long, but I hope you could maybe take away something from this video. Again, the Goodnotes document that I'm working through in this video, you can get yourself with the link in my description to follow along with this tutorial if you want to test them out yourself. And thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!